All right, what's up, college football fans? Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming, and today we are going to just do a fun little matchup. Well, maybe not fun for some teams, involving the all-time great set and the one team from the 2021 set, which will be released later this fall. So I'm doing this for a couple of reasons. One is the all-time great set, because they're rated basically on a neutralized setting, and they're all very the best teams, among the best teams in history. The games there, all of them have really good defensive for the most part, and the games tend to be very competitive, very close, as you would expect with teams when they're basically rated to be on equal footing. So I wanted to take one of the all-time great teams, in this case 2010 Auburn, and match them against one of the also-rans from the 2021 season, and the lucky winner there is 1-11 UConn. So the Huskies, and before I go to housekeeping items, I did release the freebie set. You can get it on the Glory Days Games Facebook page, and not yet on the Sideline Strategy page, but should be within the next day. I sent it to Joe about an hour ago. So, and there is a link in the Sideline or on the Delphi forums to get to the Facebook group. If you don't have Facebook, you should be able to download it from there. If not, shoot me an email. I can send it to you. So the freebie set has three more all-time great teams: 66 Notre Dame, 66 Michigan State, both of which were heavily requested, and due to whatever ratings methodology was used on the websites that I got the ratings from, neither team made the all-time great list of top 30 teams. And also not on that list, 1984 BYU, and of course that's a personal addition for me, as I am a huge BYU fan, as some of you probably know. So their 1984 squad, their only national championship squad, is on there. And so you could get a better idea of how teams of different talent levels match up. I did include three teams from 2021. This UConn team was one of them. I also included the 2021 Alabama team, of course, losers in the championship game to Georgia. And also the middle of the road 6 and 7 down year for them LSU Tigers team. So that'll let you really test the 2021 teams against each other, and also if you want to play them against the all-time great teams. I do want to add a caveat there, though, because the all-time great teams are rated on a neutral setting or a neutral playing field, and the 2021 teams, and basically any full season set that I release, is going to be rated comparative to the rest of the FBS teams that year. And because of that, all of the all-time great teams will beat LSU. All of the all-time great teams should absolutely trounce UConn. But because Bama, because they were rated, basically they're the second, third highest rated team of 2021, behind Georgia and arguably Michigan or Ohio State. You could throw in there in that mix. So they are going to, and in the season sets too, talent factor is brought into play with the ratings of the teams to make sure that teams that don't have equivalent talent but maybe had a great offensive year against inferior competition don't knock off a team like Georgia or Alabama, or, and it could happen. This just decreases the likelihood tremendously that it would happen. So the all-time great set does not have talent factor ratings figured into their team ratings, because they're all great teams, and henceforth they would all be playing on basically equal ground. So I want to throw that in. You can play the 2021 Bama Crimson Tide against the all-time great teams, but they will get some wins in that set just based on the way the ratings work in a neutralized setting versus a per season setting. So now that that's out there, we're going to go ahead and do the Huskies against the Auburn Tigers, of course led by Cam Newton. And this should be a beatdown, but again, it will show you how talent disparity comes into play in this game, because again, it doesn't exist with the all-time great set where it will with the season set. So let's get to it. I don't have the Excel helper on the screen, but that's what I'll be using to track stats. UConn won the toss. They will have 5 drives in each half, and UConn will have 3 in the first quarter, 2 in the second. It will be flipped for Auburn, and in the second half, Auburn 3 in the third and 2 in the fourth, and vice versa for UConn. So 10 drives each. We are ready to go. I've got the drive chart up here. So how, and one thing actually I have not done yet, I should have been doing this while I was talking, is the individual drive. So I'm going to do that really quick. Just to let you know, in the simulated portion, we will be playing a hybrid mode, which is the base mode the game was meant to be played in. And so for the simulated drive portion, UConn is going to go at a -6 disadvantage when they have the ball on offense, and Auburn will go at a +9 advantage. So Auburn's drive's coming from way up here, and UConn's coming from way down here. And this could have been worse for UConn. Auburn is probably one of the weaker defensive teams in the all-time great team set. So that in play, I need to do the adjusted run and pass real quick and fill in those numbers on my spreadsheet. UConn will be going at a -7 on running plays when we're in play-by-play mode. And in passing situations, UConn's pass offense is abysmal. It's rated a 1 in play-by-play mode. However, pass defense is Auburn's weakness, but it's still going to be a -5 for the Huskies when they have the ball in play-by-play mode and a pass is called. All right, we'll get to Auburn in just a sec. Sorry, I should have filled this in prior and did not. All right. So when Auburn has the ball, they do have one of the better offenses in the all-time great set. Equally good at 9 for both run offense and pass offense in play-by-play mode. So when they have the ball, they will go at a +6 advantage on the trench control chart in running plays. And passing, it will also be a +6 for the Tigers. So, all right, those sheets are filled in and ready to go. We're ready for the kickoff now. And again, UConn won the toss. All right, here we go on the kick. And that kick, Auburn is rated a B on kickoffs and UConn a B on kickoff returns. So that kick is going to come down. 4B is going to be a touchback. So UConn takes over on their own 25. And again, we are in a hybrid mode. So simulated portion of the drive. And UConn to have a successful drive operating at a -6, they've got to get 51 or better, and they come up with a 27, and so they're going to have to punt on their first possession. And 9, that's going to be 3 plays, 0 yards, so things starting very ominous fashion for the Huskies. There's a quick 3 and out here to start the game, and they are punting. UConn does have a terrible punt game to go with their terrible offense and defense. D, Auburn's punt return is also a D. So the punt is going to be 1D, a 40-yarder from the 25. That goes down to the Auburn 35-yard line. And 6 on the return, and that's going to be a 6-yard return for the Tigers, so up to the 41. And they are in their simulated drive mode now. So Auburn going at that huge +9 advantage. They just need to get 10 or better and then keep it below 92 to stay out of the turnovers. And 14, that would have been a punt against an evenly matched team, but because it's UConn, they're going to have a successful drive, and 18 on the drive play from the 35 to 50. And that is going to be 2 plays, 28 yards. The X there means an automatic first down. So 1st and 10. At the UConn 31-yard line, and we jump into play-by-play mode for the Tigers. And first play, they're going to come out, and Auburn fairly run heavy despite Cam Newton. He actually was their leading ball carrier too. 69% run team is Auburn, and they start on the ground. And possible penalties, so 44 on the trench control roll is going to be a 1-star result, and 0 is going to be a 4-yard gain. I'm sorry, 2-yard gain actually for the Tigers. Ball carrier on this is Newton. Let's see if there is a penalty. There is not. So in what might be their highlight, they hold Cam Newton to a 2-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 for the Tigers. From the 29-yard line, and stepping up 4, they're going to stick to their ground and pound here, and 61, they get a bad trench control roll. It's going to be a defensive plus. UConn, though, that's not necessarily an advantage for them, as Newton's going to carry the ball once again. And roll of 3 on defensive plus, and that's actually going to be a 2-yard gain again. So UConn, they've forced a 3rd and 6 here, holding the large and powerful Cam Newton to 4 yards on 2 carries. 3rd and 6, UConn expecting a pass, and Auburn 0 to 3 is still a run play. They're going to cross them up and run the ball. Possible penalty. 55 would have been a stalemate column. It's going to go to 1 star, and this time Newton is going to hand it to Dyer. So Dyer 1 star 6, and that's going to be a run for 5 yards. So it's going to be 4th and 1 for the Tigers, and they are down at the 22-yard line. Let's see what the penalty is, or if there is a penalty. Auburn 1 to 8 and 12, no penalty again. So refs keeping their flags in their pockets. 4th and 1. Auburn, of course, is going to go for it here, as it would be embarrassing if they did not. So UConn stacking the box, expecting the run, and 16, it is indeed going to be a run. 16 would be 2 star. It's going to be bumped to a 1 star because UConn is loading the box. Really not a big help. Dyer again is going to get the carry, and roll of 5, that's going to be a 6-yard gain. So Auburn 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. UConn making it tough, but only a matter of time before they get worn down and implode, I would imagine. Auburn sticking to the ground game, and roll of 21, that's going to be a 2-star result. Cam Newton, the ball carrier. Newton breaks through the first level for a 7-yard gain, going to be 2nd down and 3 at the 9. Newton dragging UConn defenders with him. 2nd 3 now, and UConn trying to get a goal line stand here, sticking to the ground game and sticking to that 2-star column, and into the game to carry is Fannin for the Tigers, and 0, that is going to be a big play, and that will most likely, well, don't even need to roll it. We will anyway. It would have been a 35-yard run, but it's going to be a 9-yard touchdown run for Fannin. And as expected, storming down the field, Auburn takes the lead, and it is going to be pending the extra point, which is good on 0 to 97. And 97, that clinks off the upright and goes through. So they almost missed that, but that makes the score 7 to 0. Auburn in the lead, and UConn will once again get the ball and see if they can generate some offense here. As kickoff team comes out onto the field, and UConn setting up the return. Here comes the kick, and that's going to be another touchback. So UConn takes over on their 25-yard line for their 2nd drive. And again, they will get 3 in the first quarter. So trailing 7 to 0, UConn trying their best not to make it a long day, and they get a roll of 16. That certainly is not going to help them, as that's going to be another punt. And 9 on the drive chart, that's going to be another 3 and out, no yardage gained. So UConn, 2 drives, 6 plays, 0 yards to show for it, and 2 punts. Obviously, things will get better. They can't get any worse for the Huskies right now. At least they haven't turned the ball over. We do have a penalty, though. So penalty on the punt, and UConn a D again on the punt. That is going to be a 36-yard punt. We'll just roll the penalty before we mark off any yardage. And 7, that's going to be a penalty on the Huskies, and that is going to be a officer false start. So we'll resolve the punt return. 2 on the punt, that is going to be 36 yards as indicated, and the return going to the Auburn team chart. Roll of 2 on the punt return, and that's going to be a 12-yard return, and net 24 yards. So they're going to be they're going to take that because they're going to start in UConn territory, and we will immediately go into play-by-play mode because of that. And that was one of the things. I will be doing a FAQ for the game as well as a flow chart to help with each method of play. Just basically a very short, truncated step-by-step like we have with Glory Days Boxing. So that was one of the things that has come up several times. What happens in hybrid if the drive starts in plus territory or your opponent's territory if you prefer? And in that scenario, when playing hybrid, you go straight to play-by-play mode. So anything past the 50, straight into play-by-play. And that's where we're at now. Once again, Auburn, great field position, and Auburn, roll of 8 on the play call, and Newton's going to try his first play-by-play pass. 54, it's going to be in the stalemate column. Roll of 5, and roll of 5 stalemate is going to be incomplete. 2nd down and 10, as that pass was intended for Zachary. Newton barks out the signals, and he's dropping back again. Another short pass attempt, 62, and UConn playing pass well. It's going to come off their card. Defensive plus, roll of 2, and that is going to be an incompletion again. So Newton 0 for 2, and it is now 3rd and 10. UConn looking to possibly get a stop here, and UConn is playing the pass in this situation. Roll of 5 on the play call. That is going to be yet another short pass. 23, this time much more favorable for Newton and company. It comes off the 2-star column. Short pass roll of 8, and that is going to be a 15-yard gain, and he fires a strike in there to Fannin. So 15-yard completion to Fannin, and that gets it down to the 34-yard line. Going to be 1st and 10 from there. And the drive continues, and again, UConn has had a chance to stop them twice, a 4th and 1, 3rd and 10, have been unable to do so, and back to the ground, stalemate column, go the Tigers. Roll of 15 on the ball carrier is going to be McCaleb. He gets a +2 to the stalemate roll, which is 2 yards, make it 4. And again, anything in the stalemate column, you add the ball carrier's run adjustment to that. Same with receptions in the stalemate column. 2nd down and 6 now for Auburn. Once again, threatening, and 2nd and 6, 8. It's going to be a short pass 12, 2-star result. And short pass roll of 3. That's going to be a 9-yard gain, and fired into Adams. And that's another 1st down. Down to the 21, 1st and 10. Newton getting his stride now, brings the team back up, and a 9, and they're going to go deep on this 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line, and a roll of 31. That's a 1-star result. 5, 1-star 5 long pass, 19-yard gain, but a possible interception. So that's going to be down to the 2-yard line. And interception ratings, and the recipient of that, or potential recipient, is Zachary. So interception ratings, Newton, he is 1 to 10. UConn, and no adjustment. So are they going to pick off Cam? 1, and they do! Picked off at the 2-yard line. So Cam Newton, unforced error there, and that is intercepted. And the return for UConn, roll of 8, is going to be a 2d6 plus 20, so a good return, 27 yards, and UConn out to their own 29 where they'll take over. And this will be the final drive of the first quarter. So big play by the UConn defense. That pass was tipped and intercepted at 2, where he turned out to the 27. And UConn now, see if they can generate some momentum off that. Again, to get a successful drive, they need more than 50 and 20. That ain't going to do it. They do, however, get 2 yards on 3 plays this time, and they've been smothered by Auburn's defense. So they're going to punt it away to end the first quarter with a grand total of 2 yards in total offense on 9 plays, the Huskies. So 4 on the punt, and that is going to be a 32-yard punt. So that'll be down to the 39-yard line of Auburn, and 2 on the punt return is going to be a fair catch. So we're going to jump into the second quarter with Auburn leading this 7-0. And their first drive starting on their own 39-yard line. Here we go. And 94 is going to be a possible fumble. So we go to the fumble chart first of all, roll of 8. And it's going to be 4 plays, 19 yards. They will have to kick if they do not turn this ball over. And fumble rating 14 or less, -5 is the adjustment. So 1 to 9 and 16, they do not turn it over. But UConn's going to get the stop. And they are down to the UConn 42. So Auburn struggling a little bit, surprisingly, here in the early going of the second quarter. And the punt. Did not think we would call a punt for Auburn in this game, outside maybe more than 1 or 2, but that's going to be a 32-yard punt, and that comes down at the 10. And UConn on the return, their punt return team is a B, so they're actually decent there. That is the one special team they're good at. And 5, and it's going to be no return, however, so UConn takes over at the 10 for their first possession of the second quarter. So after Auburn sliced through them on their first drive, a pick at the 2-yard line and a forced punt has UConn optimistic. And 72, they are going to have a successful drive. So look at the Huskies. Finally, their first drive of the game. And from the 10, roll of 4 on the 1D20. So 0 to 20, that's going to be 7 plays, 60 yards. So they obliterate their first quarter yardage total in one drive. And down and distance situation here, a 3 on the roll, and Auburn's defense is an 8. So their down and distance situation is going to be 3rd down and 4. So 3rd and 4, and big play needed for the Huskies to keep this drive going and not have to kick. 47, they are within field goal range, and it would be 0 to 59 from here. They are absolutely at their maximum, so they can't lose yardage. So 3rd and 4, and everything is on the table. And the play call on 3rd and 4 is going to be a short pass, 31 on the trench control. On the pass is going to be the stalemate column, roll of 2, stalemate. And that is going to be an 8-yard gain, so they're going to convert. Receiver on that as Krajewski steps back and fires a strike to Houston. And UConn now down to the 22, 1st and 10, and they are threatening Auburn. Could we have an upset here? 65, and that is going straight to the defensive plus, and this will be a run call for the Huskies. Roll of 8 on Auburn's defensive plus. That's going to be a 2-yard gain, so down to the 20, 2nd down and 8. And ball carrier on that is Carter. Second down, and 2nd down, it's going to be a short pass again, and Krajewski steps back 14. That's going to be a 1-star, a positive result for the Huskies there. So 7 short pass 1, and that's going to be a 9-yard gain, and suddenly UConn another first down at the 11-yard line. As Krajewski fires a nice ball in that Marion hauls in, breaks a tackle, and gets 3 yards after contact before being brought down. 22, we have a possible penalty here. It's going to be another short pass as UConn has found a way to apparently hurt Auburn, and that's through the air. 22 is going to be stalemate, short pass, roll of 1, and that is going to be a 5-yard gain. And the receiver on that is fired in, and Rose has a +1, so make that a 6-yard gain down to the 5. Let's check the penalty, though. UConn 1-10, and they have a penalty. So good things can't last forever, and forget that completion. It's going to be 1st and 15 from the 16 now. False start on the Huskies, and 62 going to be a run play, defensive ++. And Auburn stacking the box, a 3-yard gain, which will make it 2nd down and 12, and the ball carrier there is going to be Burns. Second down, Krajewski gets the signals and going off of behind the sticks in 2-minute mode now, which again is a rule that you should apply whenever you're behind the sticks versus the standard down and distance situations here. Go to this column as teams will be looking to make up ground, and it is going to be a 2-star result, and this is so UConn getting some great rolls here. 2-star result. And that will be a running play again. Sorry, not a pass play. So ball carrier there, a 2-star result. Ball carrier is going to be Mensah. And Mensah, roll of 1. Unfortunately for UConn, that's only a 1-yard gain. So that's going to make it a 3rd and 11. So 2-star result, normally great unless you don't have a very good rushing team. That is the worst result they could have got in there. Just missed a big play. So 64 and 3rd down, it's going to be UConn calling a short pass. 64 is going to come out the defensive ++ category. And short pass roll of 8, that's going to be incomplete. So Krajewski, his first incompletion in play-by-play mode, and that's going to make it 4th down. And this will be a 29-yard field goal. UConn's going to take this as a moral victory. 0 to 70 are the odds here, and 59, it is up and good, and UConn is on the board. They've cut it to 7 to 3. Here early in the 2nd quarter, and they'll have one more drive in the first half, and the Tigers will have 2. So Gus Malzone cannot be happy with his squad as the kickoff sails into the end zone touchback. As they are letting Connecticut stay in this game, 68, that's going to be a successful drive. And 4 from the 25-yard line. It's going to be 5 plays and 39 yards. And down a distance situation against UConn's terrible defense, a roll of 4 on the 2D7. And it's going to make it 2nd down and 8. And from the 36-yard line. So 2nd and 8, play-by-play mode, Newton. Looks over the defense, and it's going to be a run play called, 1-star result, and the ball carrier is going to be McCaleb, and he goes off tackle, a 3 on the roll. That's going to be a 5-yard gain. Down to the 31, makes it 3rd and 3. Auburn once again looking to convert, and 3rd down and 3. That's kind of in no advantage to offense or defense regardless of the play call, and it is going to be a short pass, 2-star result on the short pass column. And roll of 5, that's going to be a 7-yard gain, and that's fired in there to Adams. So Newton bouncing back from that interception. Oh, my bad. That is a roll of, I'll show you. That was a roll of 5. So roll of 5 and 2-star column, that is actually going to be a big play to Adams. So that should get it into the end zone, or possibly get it into the end zone from the 31. Here comes a strike to Adams. Adams catches the ball, slips a tackle, breaks outside, and could he go 6? He is gone all the way. Touchdown, 31-yard touchdown strike from Cam Newton to Adams, and Auburn comes back quickly. Kick is up and good, and it is now 14-3. So UConn with a little bit of momentum after a stop and an earlier turnover, though, as Auburn flexes and gets right back on top of them, 14-3. Here comes the kickoff, and they're going to have a chance to return this as this comes down to the 5-yard line, and UConn's kickoff return is a B. So 8B on the kickoff return. It's going to be a 20-yard return, so they start at the 25-yard line and looking to build on the success of their last drive. And again, this will be UConn's final possession of the first half. And roll of 97, that ain't good. Roll of 97, that is going to be up in the interception range. So 15 on the interception column, and that would be 5 plays, 28 yards. So that gets the ball up to the 47 of Auburn. And now interceptions for UConn, Krajewski 1-16, and Auburn, though, is a -1, so 1-15. And 16, and that adjustment by Auburn. UConn able to pull it off, and they have a first down at the 47-yard line of the Tigers. So Huskies not ready to go away in this one, still at a big disadvantage, though, as here comes the play call, and it is going to be a defensive plus run, 0, and that is going to be, actually that will be a 6-yard gain. Oh, I didn't do the, oh, damn it. 528, did not do the down and distance, guys, sorry. Well, you know what, that's my bad, so we'll leave it at that. 2nd down and 4 as they get down to the 6. And ball carrier on that is going to be Carter. So that is the one bad result on Auburn's defense. And their run defense does have a few holes in it, as up to the line of scrimmage, 2nd, 4. It's going to be a short pass attempt, 14. Is going to be 1-star result, roll of 3. And 1-star result, roll of 3. That's going to be an 8-yard strike, and the recipient on that is going to be Carter again. Or my bad, Rose, actually. So that's going to be another first down for the Huskies, down to the 33. So literally after getting a grand total of 2 yards on their first 3 possessions, they found a little bit of a groove here and threatening to cut it to 14-10. Going to be a run play, 53, though. That comes out of the defensive plus category and not going to be good for them, as that's a 1-yard gain. And ball carrier there is Carter. Carter in play-by-play mode and not simulated. 3 carries, 9 yards. In play-by-play mode as a team, UConn 5 for 13, and they're going to try and run the ball once again. 32, that's going to come out of the defensive plus column this time, and that's going to be another 1-yard gain, roll of 1 there. So 3rd down and 8, and the ball carrier on that is going to be Mensah. Mensah now 2 yards for 2 carries in play-by-play mode. And of course, simulated stats you do at the end of the game. 3rd and 8, and Auburn's going to be playing pass here, and it is going to be a short pass for the Huskies. 12, and that's actually going to be a 2-star result. Roll of 3. Can UConn convert again? No, it is incomplete, and that is one of 3 bad results for them. So Krajewski misfires. He had an open man. And that's going to make it 4th down, and this will be a 48-yard field goal. It is 1 over the max, so to make it, it is 0 to 49. And kick is up, and 95. It is wide right, so a missed field goal and a missed opportunity for the Huskies. And Auburn takes over on their own 31-yard line. And this will be their final drive of the first half. Up 14-3. And roll of 10. They just barely got that, even with that huge advantage in the +9 column. So from the 31, roll of 20 on the 1D20. It's going to be 2 plays, 38 yards, automatic first down. And again, the plus indicates that on the drive chart. So all the way down to the UConn 31-yard line, 1st and 10, and they jump into play-by-play mode once again. And Gus Malzahn not happy with his performance thus far. 2 drives have not resulted in touchdowns, including an interception at the 2-yard line. 1st and 10, going to be a run play, and ball carrier here is going to be Fannin. And 25 comes out of the 2-star column once again, and roll of 2. It's going to be a 10-yard gain for Fannin as he powers ahead. So 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. Fannin, at least in play-by-play portion, has 2 carries for 19 yards. Another run call, 66, possible penalty, and this is going to be another run. Dyer, the ball carrier here. 66 will be a rare defensive plus, and 0 on UConn. That's a 2-yard gain. Let's see if there is a penalty. 15 and no penalty. So Dyer dropped after a 2-yard run. 2nd down and 8 for Auburn from the 19-yard line of the Huskies. And this is going to be another run play. 53. This will be the stalemate column, roll of 0. And ball carrier once again is Dyer, and Dyer has no adjustment. So 0 out of the stalemate column, and that is going to be a 7-yard run. So Auburn has some very good results in there. They did average 6.1 on the ground as Dyer breaks through the line, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 1 from the 12. UConn stacking the box. Will it do any good? 14 on the trench control roll, and of course it is a run. No, it does not. It's still going to come out of the 1-star column as Newton's going to power ahead. Gain of 7 down to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for Auburn, and Newton now getting this offense clicking after a couple of stumbles on their 2nd and 3rd drives. 1st and goal from the 5. Going to be a run play, 45, and that comes out of the 1-star column. That's how bad the defense is. Normally that is a stalemate or a defensive plus. Not here though. Newton again, the ball carrier. And roll of 4, and that is going to be a 8-yard gain in for the touchdown. So officially a 5-yard touchdown run for Cam Newton. And Auburn at the end of the first half goes up 21-3 and starting to pull away as expected. One quick sec. All right. I forgot to give Adams his touchdown. All right, extra point, and it is up and good, and we are at halftime. So Auburn, despite a couple of stumbles, leads us 21-3 heading into the second half. They will get the second half kickoff. And we will look only at team statistics here after the first half. So UConn, actually compliments of a couple of nice drives in the middle after they were stuffed on their first 3 drives. One sec here. All right, UConn has 129 yards on 33 total plays. Auburn, 250 yards on 32. Breakdown, UConn, 16 carries, 36 yards, 17 passing attempts for 93. Auburn, 22 rushing attempts for 127 yards, 10 pass attempts for 123. We'll get right into the second half. And Auburn back to receive. UConn. Here's the whistle. They tee it up and they kick it away. 6 in a D kickoff column. That's going to go down to the 5-yard line. And 7 on the return. And again, Auburn on kickoff returns is a B. So 7B, it's going to be a 24-yard return. So Auburn takes over at their own 29-yard line to start the second half. Again, they'll have 3 drives in the third, 2 in the fourth, and it will be flipped for UConn. So Auburn comes up 67, yet another successful drive. You would not expect anything less. And roll of 18 on the drive chart, and that is going to be 5 plays, 46 yards. So that's down to the UConn 25. Roll of 8 on the 2D6. And 3 defense, that is going to be a 1st and 10 in the down and distance scenario. So we jump right into play-by-play mode. And Auburn will look to extend their lead and turn this into the beatdown we were expecting and hoping for. So Auburn sticking to the ground, and it's going to come out of the defensive plus category this time. Roll of 5, and UConn terrible in defense against the run. That's still going to be a 5-yard gain, and Mr. Newton gets credit for that. So Cam plows ahead, and it's going to be 2nd down and 5 from the UConn 20. And they're going to stick to that ground and pound. And again, it comes off the defensive plus category, or column, which may be actually better for them. Oh, and a stuff in roll of 8. UConn with the stuff, and Dyer the ball carrier. And Dyer is going to get a gap shot, and he's going to be met right at the line of scrimmage and dropped. So 3rd and 5, 0 on the gain for Dyer. So 3rd and 5. 0 to 3 is a run, 4 to 6 a short pass, 7 to 9, and 7 and Auburn's going to go deep. 16, 2-star result, and roll of 2 on the long pass, and that is going to be a rare incompletion there. Well, they'd have 3 of them there, and potential sack. So Newton, looks like UConn might rise up and get a stop here. Sack is only 1 to 3 though for the Tigers, and Connecticut -6. So here's how that works. The most you can ever have turnover sack ratings is 1 to 19. So no matter what the adjustment makes it, if it makes it 1 to 22 or whatever, it's still 1 to 19. And you always have to have an opportunity for a turnover, fumble, interception, or a sack. So it can never be lower than 1. So 1 is going to be a sack, and it's an 18. He is good there, but it will be an incomplete pass. So that's going to make it 4th down and 5, and this will be a 37-yard field goal, and Malzahn is just going to send the field goal team in. 62 or less, and 35. That is up and good. So Auburn, not what they wanted, but they extend their lead to 24 to 3 here on their first drive of the 3rd quarter. And again, they still have 2 more coming. Still more damage to be done by the Tigers. UConn back to take the kickoff. That's into the end zone. Touchback. So UConn now out at their own 25 on offense. Simulated portion of the drive. 74, and UConn at a -6. That is going to be a successful drive. 14. So the Huskies getting their offense going here. That's going to be 5 plays, 43 yards. Down to the 32. And 7 on the down and distance roll. That's going to be a 1st and 10. So UConn not ready to fade away into the night just yet, and they're going to come right out in play-by-play mode and go for a quick strike. Long pass attempt by Krajewski. 55, that's going to be a possible penalty, however. And 55 is coming out of the defensive plus-plus roll of 1 on the long pass, and that is going to be incomplete. Let's check the penalty, and there is no penalty on that. So 2nd down and 10 for the Huskies. Krajewski barking the signal, sends a runner in motion, and they are going to have another possible penalty on the double 1 roll. However, this will be a short pass, and it's going to be a 2-star column for UConn, roll of 0, and that is going to be a big play 2. So UConn might make a little damage here, and the receiver is going to be Carter. Big play 2, roll of 1 for the Huskies on short pass, and that's going to be a touchdown if it stands. UConn is, I'm going to roll it right here, 12, no penalty, and the Huskies have scored. Unbelievable, a 32-yard strike to Carter. And Auburn, looks like they had some substitutes in there. But they're on the board, and they're going to cut it to 24-10 now. And always fun when you have a, well, it's not going to be an upset, but at least they're making a little bit of a game out of it. All right, 0-97 on the extra point, and 93 again. That just eases inside the uprights. So that makes it 24-10, UConn. A heavy underdog in this game. They have cut it to 2 touchdowns. And Auburn, 2nd drive of the 3rd quarter. Each team gets 1 more drive after this. The kickoff, and that's going to come down at the 10-yard line. 8 on the return. So 8B on the kickoff return. That's going to be a 20-yard return up to the 30. And UConn will look to get a stop here and maybe shock some people. It's a nice 75-yard drive on their last possession. And 20, that is going to be another successful drive for Auburn. And 7 plays, 44 yards for the Tigers. So from the 30, that's all the way down to the UConn 26, and roll of 7 on the 2D10 makes it an automatic 1st and 10 against any defense. So Auburn looking to strike back immediately and dash any hopes the Huskies have. This is going to be a run, 2-star result, and ball carrier is going to be Cam Newton. So the dangerous Cam Newton, roll of 5, 2-star column. That's a big play 1, and Newton now is going to break into the secondary. And roll of 9, and that is 35 yards. That's going to be a touchdown. So a 26-yard touchdown scamper for Cam Newton. And striking back in short order, the Tigers, a methodical drive into UConn territory. And then Newton finished it off with a 26-yard touchdown scamper. Extra point is up, and I didn't even roll one of the dice. 31, it is good. We have a possible penalty though, so we'll check that. Roll of 18, that is on the defense. They will decline it, and actually no, they won't. They'll take it on the kickoff. How about that? Roll of 9, and roll of 9 is going to be offsides, and they will decline that, take the point. And that will not be applied on the kickoff because it's an offside. So Auburn answers quickly and dashes any hope the Huskies have of staying in this. That's going to make it 31-10. And again, both teams 1 drive left in the 3rd quarter. As that is Cam Newton's 2nd rushing touchdown of the day. He also has 1 passing. Here comes the kickoff, and 5B, that is booted deep, and that's going to get into the end zone for a touchback, and coming out to the 25, and 5 of the Huskies' 7 possessions have started there. 38 is the roll. That ain't going to be good enough. And once again, it's going to be a decent drive, though. 5 plays, 22 yards the Huskies go, so they get up to the 47. But they're going to have to punt it away, and this is going to be punt number 4. Some positives to take out of this from UConn, though. It is going to be a beatdown and a 9 on the punt. And Auburn, their block is a 99. 96 with the roll. So the way blocks work, anytime you roll a 9 on the punt chart, it's got yardage and then a BLK. So what you do is you leave the roll as you had it, 9 and a 6. And then for the block, you look on the defensive chart. This is another thing that came up that will be on the FAQ. So you look on the defensive chart, and if it is a 90, say their rating is 98, 99 a block. So if this is 98 or 99, reading it as a multiple of 10, it would be blocked. This is 96, and Auburn's block rating is 99 anyway. So they got the punt away. So that's how you review for a block or a possible block, and that's on punts, field goals, and extra points. All right, so punt is successfully away, and D9 is going to be a 48-yard punt, actually. And that is going to go all the way down to the 5-yard line, and 6 on the return. And again, the punt return for Auburn is a D, and that's going to be no return. So it dies at the 5, an excellent punt. And this will be the final drive of the third quarter. And again, UConn gets 3 in the fourth, Auburn 2. So from the 5-yard line, let's see, again, it just has to be more than 9 and 81. 81, that's going to come off the run big play 2 column on the team card. So big play to start this drive, and this might bring up another scenario, and I'm glad this did, because this is something that, so first of all, we're going to look in this column here. Now there is a touchdown there, so ball carrier on this 16 is going to be McCaleb. So on the big play, roll of 8, and that is going to be a 15-yard run. Okay, so here's how that works, and I'm glad this came up. So that basically resets it. It's a big play, 15 yards. So once you document McCaleb in the drive area for his big play, 15. Now we're still in our territory. It's only out to the 20-yard line. So what you'll do in that scenario is you do not go into play-by-play mode when you're not in plus territory. So you will roll again using the regular drive offense versus drive defense rating. So that's how that will work. And again, good example that came up. I know that will come up at some point for everyone. And, you know, it's good to have on film, and that will also be in the FAQ. All right, so Auburn now, so they're basically going to be their second drive. And on the Excel helper, you just put that in the second plays and yards column next to the first one. And normally you'd use that second one if you're playing full quick play mode. So 86 roll of 9. It's going to be a pass big play 2. So we could have this come up 3 times. That would be very unusual. Pass big play 2. We should be able to get out of our own territory here, though. And this pass is going to be complete to Adams. Roll of 7. And 7 on the pass big play 2. That's going to be a 32-yard gain. And that does indeed get out of our territory and down to the 48-yard line. So we've had a couple of helpful examples come up in this game that I'm glad did. Back-to-back big plays there as we jump into play-by-play mode. And whenever there is a big play that takes you into plus territory, of course, it is an automatic 1st and 10. Auburn already over 400 yards total offense here. And 8, they're going to come out and throw a short pass to start this drive. 2-star result and roll of 0 in the 2-star column. And that's going to be our 3rd big play in a row. Unbelievable. So 0, big play 2, and the recipient of this one Roll of 12 on the D20 is going to be Blake. So big play 2, roll of 5, and again we go right here, and that's going to be 54 yards. That's going to be enough to get in the end zone. 48-yard strike, Newton to Blake. Newton's second touchdown pass of the day, and that was a very interesting drive to say the least that ends in a touchdown for the Tigers. So third quarter has come to an end, 0-7 on the extra point attempt. That is good. That makes it 38-10 as we head into the fourth quarter. And again, UConn 2 drives here, and Auburn 2. So let's give Blake his touchdown reception. All right, and we are ready to kick it off to the Huskies. So yeah, I don't think I've ever had in all the testing or any of that 3 big plays rolled in a row like that. So that is a first. All right, 7 on the kickoff, 7B, that's down to the goal line, and 0 on the return. UConn's kickoff return is a D. I'm sorry, that's also a B, never mind. So 0B, we're going to the team result. So UConn on their team kickoff return, they do have a touchdown there, and they have actually 2 touchdowns, so special teams could make a difference. And 7 just missed that. That's going to be a 17-yard return from the goal line out to the 17, but we have a possible fumble. So 17 yards, possible fumble, and again, UConn's fumble is a 1-7, Auburn's +4, so 1-11, ball is lost, 14, and they retain it. So UConn dodges a huge bullet. They're going to start on their own 17-yard line. As we are into the fourth quarter, Auburn 38, UConn 10. Here we go. And 95, that's not good for the Huskies. 95 going to be a possible pick. So roll of 5 on the interception column. That is going to be 3 plays, 24 yards. 34, and so they're going to have to do another drive too, because that only gets them up to the 41-yard line. If this isn't picked, by the way. All right, so 3 plays at 24 yards and possible interception. So again, adjusted interception result is 1-15, and again, Auburn took one away. 15 right on the button, so that's picked off at the 41, Krajewski. And that is the first turnover of the game for the Huskies. So this is another good thing. This is a house rule, guys. So in doing the turnover piece, and we're getting some really good examples in this game, and doing the turnover piece, when an interception does occur, I looked at different ways, and the one thing I was looking at to, I guess, make an adjustment to the team's total yardage. In this case, it's 3 plays, 24 yards, but obviously with an interception, the offense doesn't get credit for those. I left it just as is, let them keep their yardage. That is the base rule, and I didn't even make it an optional rule, but I'm going to throw this in there as a house rule. So if the pass is if the drive is 40 yards or more, roll a D20 and take that away from the drive yardage, and that's where the interception. The interception is still going to occur at the 41-yard line, but that's how many yards the pass traveled, if that makes sense, okay? So if it is, and actually that would be 35 or more yards, roll the D20. So if it's 15 to 34, you roll a D10, and less than 15, roll a D6, and that gives you the interception yard. So we're going to go ahead and play that. And again, that was a 24-yard drive, so we'll roll a D10 and take that yardage away from the offense. So that was a zip screen that was picked off. It only traveled 1 yard, so the adjusted drive yardage is going to be 3 plays, 23 yards, and that interception. All right. And again, that will be in the FAQ as an optional house rule, not an official optional rule, but a house rule. And the way, again, the reason I didn't put it in is just to make it a little bit cleaner. But if you want to get really precise with yardage, that's how to do it. All right, interception returns 4. That's going to be a 12-yard return. And that goes down to the 29-yard line in Auburn, straight into play-by-play mode. Again, anytime a drive starts in the opponent's plus territory. It is straight to play-by-play. So Auburn, first drive of the fourth quarter after that failure by UConn. Play-by-play mode, here we go. First play is going to be a pass, 34. That's going to be a one-star result, and ball carrier is Auburn getting some backups in the game, and that is going to be Fannin on the carry. Roll of 5, and 5 one-star is going to be a 6-yard gain. So Fannin averaging hefty yardage in play-by-play mode as it gets down to the 23-yard line. Second down for the Tigers. And 0, another running play. They're just going to go after UConn at this point. 46 and another one-star result. Ball carrier is going to be Newton. Roll of 5. And 5 one-star. That is going to be a 1-yard gain. Nope, I'm looking in the wrong place. 6-yard gain. Sorry, I looked at UConn's. So down to the 17, first and 10. Newton in play-by-play mode, 8 carries, 60 yards. The Tigers now, 471 yards of total offense. UConn just shy of 250, and that's what you should expect here. First down and 10, 36. That's going to be 36 on the trench control roll is going to be a 1-star result. And ball carrier once again is Newton. Roll of 2, and that's going to be a 7-yard gain for Big Cam. Down to the 10, second down and 3. Newton, after having back-to-back 2-yard carries to start the game, has been carving through this defense. And the black one-sided was tilted, and that's going to be yet another run play. 32, 1-star result. And ball carrier here again, McCaleb into the game now. So 1-star, 0 on the run play. That's going to be a 2-yard gain. That is one of the few bad ones. So that's going to make it third down and 1 from the 8. UConn's going to stack the box again, try and get out of here. 8. And Auburn's going to come out and cross him up and throw a short pass. So 26, that is a 2-star result. Short pass roll of 8 for 15 yards, and that'll be into the end zone. That will go as an 8-yard touchdown strike, and Blake is the recipient of that. So add that to his earlier 48-yard touchdown strike as Newton, his third touchdown pass of the game. And UConn continues to suffer as the Tigers extend their lead. So Blake's second touchdown pass and extra point. Extra point is up and it is good. So Auburn stretches their lead to 45-10, and Tiger fans, none of them heading for the exit. They're loving every bit of this. They're going to stay till the end. That is now 3 touchdown drives in a row, and after an interception and a punt on their second and third drive, that now makes 6 scoring drives in a row for the Tigers. So here comes the kickoff, and 8, that's going to come down at the 5-yard line. So the Huskies, 2 drives left in this game, will look to get some dignity out of this. Roll of 6 on the return. And kickoff return 6B is going to be an 18-yard return to the 23-yard line. UConn takes over first and 10. Their best field position, and that has been a factor, their best field position in this game, meaning UConn, has been their own 27 to start a drive. Auburn has started their drives at their own 41, 49, 39, 25, 31, 29, 35, and which that was the 3 big play drive, and then their 29-yard line of UConn. So 70 as Auburn starts to get some backups in, and it shows as that UConn's going to have a successful drive. So roll of 6. Roll of 6 on the 21 to 35-yard chart is going to be 2 plays, 40 yards, automatic first down. So down to the 37, first and 10 there for the Huskies. Trailing 45-10 and just looking to get some self-respect out of the 63 on the trench control roll is not good, however. as that is going to be a short pass attempt on first down. Coming out of the defensive plus category, roll of 1 is going to be a 3-yard gain, but a possible sack. So Krajewski, he is 1 to 12, his sack rating, and Auburn is a -1. So 1 to 11, 17. He avoids a sack and throws a 3-yard completion, and that's going to be hauled in by Ross. So 2nd down and 7 from the Auburn 34 as UConn dodges a big bullet there, 32 on the trench control roll, and this is going to be a run play, so that will come out of the stalemate column. And ball carrier is going to be 15, will be Krajewski, which is a -1. So 5 stalemate -1, that is a 2-yard gain, make it a 1-yard gain for Krajewski, and that makes it 3rd down and 6. As quarterback having to scramble for his life there. 3rd down and 6, 54, and roll of 6 is going to be a short pass attempt. 54, however, not good. That's going to come out of the defensive plus column once again. And roll of 8, short pass, and that's going to be incomplete. Oh, look, wrong place. Roll of 8, still incomplete. So that is batted down, and UConn now facing 4th down and 6 from the 33. They're going to go for it because they don't have anything to lose, quite frankly. It's out of field goal range. You're not going to punt here, so 4th and 6. And another FAQ moment on video. So space constraints do not allow me to put 4th down and distance in here, so you will follow the 3rd down and distance columns whenever it is 4th down and you are going for it. So in this case, 3rd and 6, or that's at 4th and 6 plus. It's going to be this column here, and a roll of 2. That's going to be another short pass, 51, and 51 defensive plus column. Roll of 9, and that is going to be a stuff. So they try a quick screen, and that is going to go backwards as pass is complete. Recipient of that pass is Houston, and roll of 8 on the stuff chart is going to be -5 and a possible fumble. So it doesn't get any better. Houston -5 on that completion. Possible fumble, and again, the adjusted fumble rating for the Huskies, normally 1 to 7, Auburn +4, so 1 to 11 and 9, and the ball is turned over right there. So -5, Auburn takes over on their own 38. Would have been a turnover on downs anyway, but you know what? Fumbles look better in the stat sheet. So that is the 2nd turnover of the game for UConn. And we're going to go into drive mode for the 2nd to the last drive of the game. This is Auburn's last drive. UConn's got one more, and Auburn played down to the competition a little bit early in the game. Only led 17-3 at halftime, but they've turned it on since then. A 24-point second half thus far. And Malzahn's not going to take the foot off the gas. He wants style points here. And that is a roll of 27. It will indeed be a successful drive. And 19, and that's going to be 3 plays, 35 yards, automatic first down. So down to the 27-yard line, 1st and 10, as we jump into play-by-play mode for the final time. And Auburn now 523 yards total offense. They're going to come out here and stick to the ground game. And ball carrier is going to be Newton. I don't know about running your star quarterback this late in the game, but trench control is 41. That is going to be a 1-star result. Roll of 4, and that's going to be an 8-yard gain for Cam. Down to the 19, 2nd down and 2. And Newton, when he gets his manual drive yardage added in, is easily going to be over 100 yards. He has definitely been the bellwether for them today. 5 on 2nd down and 2. That's going to be another run play. Cam Newton once again, 41, another 1-star result. Roll of 5. And that's going to be a 6-yard gain for Big Cam down to the 13-yard line, 1st and 10. Newton has 11 carries for 81 yards in play-by-play mode alone. Another run play, another Cam Newton carry, 66, though this time it's going to come off of UConn's plus column. Roll of 4 is going to be a 3-yard gain, possible penalty, and 12, no penalty. So Newton, 3-yard gain there, 2nd down and 7, as Malzahn is riding him into the sunset here in this one. Once again, 2nd and 7, another run play, 6 on the D20. Guess who? Cam Newton. And 32 is going to be another 1-star result. So roll of 5, 1-star result is going to be a 6-yard gain for Newton. Down to the 4-yard line, and that makes it 3rd down and 1 from the 4. Connecticut has everybody up in the box. 3rd and 1. Auburn doesn't care. They run it anyway. But 56, and that's going to be bumped into the defensive plus category. Not necessarily a good thing. Newton carrying once again, and a 2, and they're still going to give up. Just missed a stuff. Poor UConn. They're still going to give up 2 yards, and that's going to be enough for a 1st down. So 1st and goal from the 2. What do you think happens here? And yep, run play, and Cam Newton this time does not pull it. He gives it to Dyer, and 54. It's going to be a stalemate result, roll of 8. And that is easily going to get into the end zone. So Michael Dyer finally gets on the scoreboard with a 2-yard touchdown run. And Auburn has completed the route here, which we expected. 27 is up and good. So that makes it 52-10 in the 4th quarter, and Michael Dyer with his first touchdown of the game. Happy to get into the act for Auburn after Cam Newton basically carried the offense down the field on his back for the majority of that drive. All right, this will be it. Last drive of the game, and mercifully for UConn, it will be over. Here comes the kick, and 9. That's going to come down at the 10-yard line. So UConn might have a shot for some good field position here on their last drive of the day. 7 to be on the kickoff return. It's going to be a 24-yard return, 34-yard line, and that, we talked about their starting field position earlier. That is their best field position of the day, their own 34-yard line. All right, and I know I'm going slower in this game. You should be able to get through a hybrid game in 45 to 50 minutes once you get comfortable with the rules, 45 to 55 minutes. And I know I've gone way over that because I've stopped and talked about different things, but I really wanted to highlight an all-time great team against one of the 2021 poor teams, so you can see that as competitive as the all-time great teams, they should definitely be blowing away teams like UConn, which of course they would in their day as well. All right, so let's see if UConn can again get a little bit of self-respect. 27 is the roll. That's going to come well short, and it's going to cause a merciful ending. 4 plays, 14 yards. Up to the 48-yard line, and they are going to punt it away, and let's see if Auburn comes after it for a block. They let it get away, and it's going to roll dead, and that's going to be the ball game. All right, so this demo of an all-time great team against an also-ran from last season is complete. Your final score. And UConn did have a couple of good moments. They were able to pick Cam off once, and they did have a very nice big play touchdown pass to Carter that went for 32 yards. So final score, Auburn 52 and UConn 10. So let's get into our stat helper now and do the official stats for the day. I already had that filled in prior to, so we'll get right to that. It should only take me a second here. UConn really got hurt. They don't run the ball very well without a good defense. So Auburn had a -1 run defense adjustment, and UConn was plus 0.1. So the run defense wasn't terrible. UConn's run offense running attack averaged 3.2 in 2021. So that, of course, is going to come into play in the simulated portion as we assign stats, which I am doing now as we speak. All right, so we came out to balance up. I'm going to get rid of that and that, and -4 there. Okay. Passing, Krajewski actually did not have a bad day. Obviously, I did the completion percentage roll prior to the game, and he rolled a 52%. And he actually was a little bit better than that in play-by-play, and Auburn helped him a couple of times too, which of course never hurts. All right, UConn stats are done. Now Auburn's, and then we'll give the totals. And as I mentioned, I indicated the way Newton was performing in play-by-play mode, he was going to be well over 100 yards rushing. That is definitely going to be the case. As in simulated mode, he was credited with 42 at this point in time. He's going to get an 8 bonus there. All right, so doing the receiving stats now. Auburn did not need to throw that much, quite honestly, and they didn't. It was mostly ground and pound. All right, we'll balance up. All right, here we go. Final stats are balanced. We will do UConn first. Okay. So for UConn, running the ball, Carter, 11 carries, 31 yards. Mensah, 8 for 15. Krajewski, 5 for 6. Famachan, 1 for 2. Burns, 1 for 3. Receiving, Marion, 3 for 58. Rose, 3 for 45. Circeus, 1 for 20. Turner, 2 for 31. Carter, 2 for 47. He had that big play too. Nomensky, 1 for 17. Houston, 3 for 20. Morrisseau 1 for 4, and Ross 1 for 3. Mensah did not have a catch. Carter scored the only touchdown for the Huskies. Throwing the ball, Krajewski 17 for 32, 245 yards, no touchdowns, and no interceptions. I'm sorry, 1 interception. I forgot to mark that on his play-by-play. All right, so 17 for 32, 245, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And for the victorious Auburn Tigers, Cam Newton, a big day, 22 carries, 142 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dyer, 12 for 59, 1 touchdown. McCaleb, 6 for 36. Fannin, 5 for 43, and he had a touchdown on the day as well. Hooper, 1 for 3. Receiving, Adams, 5 for 125, 1 touchdown. Zachary, 2 for 35. Blake, 3 for 79, 2 touchdowns. Fannin, 2 for 28. Cam Newton, 12 for 19, 267 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. So our final total offense for the UConn Huskies, 58 plays, 302 yards, and Auburn, 65 plays, 550 yards total offense. The breakdown, UConn, 26 carries, 57 rushing, 32 pass attempts, 245. And Auburn, 46 rush attempts, 283 on the ground, 19 pass attempts, 267 in the air. So that's going to be it. A beatdown, 52-10, 2010 Auburn over 2021 UConn. This is Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming. And remember, the freebie set is up on the Facebook group. It's got 3 more all-time great teams: 84 BYU, 66 Notre Dame, 66 Michigan State, so you can replay the game of the century. And it also has this very same 2021 UConn team, as well as 2021 Alabama and 2021 LSU. So you got a good mix of the good, mediocre, and terrible to play with the 2021. So that's it. Hope you all have a great day. And again, thank you to everyone for support of the game and your feedback. Some great feedback, discussions on the Facebook page. And a couple of house rules have come up based on that, alternate timing methods. So really appreciate that. And again, my whole goal when designing a game, just like with boxing, and same thing with this one, I want to make the game as flexible as possible so the user can play it the way they want to play. Hence why there's 3 modes to play this game. And again, hybrid is the base mode. And then if you want to do full play-by-play, by all means. And then there's a quick play for those that would want to do that. And of course, the Excel helper, you can do quick play and keep no stats at all. You can do quick play, keep team stats only, or you can use the Excel helper to assign individual stats to every player that touched the ball. So Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming, thanks for watching. Please like this video, subscribe if you have not for more news. And another thing I want to mention now is, just because I've got requests and feedback on it, I was really iffy about doing an NFL game. But I think after we get a couple of seasons out for this, I'm going to start on an NFL game. I've already got a rough prototype of that I made just in case I did decide to do an NFL game at some point. And it's going to be obviously the same engine, but it's going to be more player specific in terms of the team charts. The team charts will be bigger because obviously doing 32 NFL teams as opposed to 130 FBS teams, I can make the team cards bigger because the print and cut price point is much lower with less teams. If I made the college teams on the same size paper, I'm going to do, or same size cardstock, and parameters I'm going to do the NFL team on, the price point would be ridiculous. And that's the main thing too, make a game that's, you know, fun and affordable. So yeah, that will come out at some point next year. I'll start working on it probably early next year, but it is in the pipeline. Still in the lab is baseball at some point, and also professional wrestling, which will be focused though only on the territory days, because I do not like a lot of the modern wrestling. But anyway, that's all future projects. And again, hope you have a great night. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later.